Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
And you're watching Tesla Time News.
Episode 47.
Montreal edition.
On Now You Know.
Okay, everyone, so we are in Montreal. I know you can't tell because we're in a parking garage. We had planned on being in a really cool spot, but
there's no parking on the streets today because of the ePre event, which we're at, and we're going to be covering in a later video.
Yeah, so check it out. I think Wednesday that'll come out. So,
so definitely subscribe
tomorrow.
if you haven't subscribed, because you're going to see some cool
Lots
cars.
of cool stuff.
And I'm going to get a garage pass, so.
Ooh, yeah. I hope I get to go with them. Also, don't forget to check out our coverage of the Model 3 delivery event, which we were just at. So we've had a busy weekend.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
So the Scion is a solar Indiegogo campaign.
Isn't that a Toyota?
No, this is spelled a little bit different.
Okay.
It's spelled S-I-O-N, so S-Ion.
Oh, okay, and this is the car
Solar Ion, maybe.
Right, and so this is from the German company Sono.
Mm-hmm.
This was a three-person startup on Indiegogo.
Right.
And they built this in their garage, basically.
Yeah.
This is pretty amazing. People could put down €100 refundable deposit, and now the car looks like it's real. They revealed it the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's two versions. There's the Urban, which has a cost of €12,000.
Okay.
And a range of 120 kilometers. So
Wow.
very good for an urban environment.
Yep.
On par with like a Nissan Leaf range.
Yep.
Then there's the Extender, which has 250 kilometers of range, and the cost is €16,000.
That's pretty good.
Here's the cool part. This car is covered with solar panels. So we're talking, you get 30 kilometers of range from the sun every day if you park it in the sun.
Wow. Then this is optimal, but yes.
Yes, this is 7.5 square meters of solar cells.
Wow.
Now, it also has bidirectional charging. Want to know what that means?
Yeah, what's that mean?
That means that you plug into the front of the car, you can plug in like a tool or whatever you want to charge or to get power from. So if you go camping, you got power, the car gives you power.
Oh, all right. That's neat.
And get this.
What?
Guess how the air gets cleaned and filtered in the car?
Like a big filter?
Yeah, a green filter. A live moss filter.
What?
Yeah, this looks pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how it works in real life, but
moss is cleaning your air?
Yeah, like
That's cool.
the air travels through the moss and gets filtered out. I think
so it
that's
smells
really,
like a forest, huh?
I don't know what it smells like. Anyway,
cool.
I mean, kudos to these guys because what an entrepreneurial spirit, what an engineering spirit that they're like, let's just do it, dude.
Yeah, so this car is covered in solar panels.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So that means that in theory, if you have a fairly short commute, every day your power could come completely from the car.
Wow. That'll really reduce your fuel costs.
I mean, we're not even talking about plugging in.
Yeah, I know. That's awesome.
So check it out if you're interested. I don't know how many they're going to be able to make the first year. I think it's 100 is what they're planning on making. Maybe get in on that.
Cool.
Ecosia is it sounded too good to be true when I heard about it.
Right.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
My daughter said to me, hey, Dad, there's this Google-like website where you can search and help plant trees on the planet.
Yeah.
For
no
free.
way.
And I was like, you got to be wrong.
Right.
So I looked into it. She was right.
Wow. So this is a real website you can go to right now.
Yep.
And it uses Bing as a search engine. And every time you search, you are generating a little bit of revenue, which goes to Ecosia, and they use that to plant trees throughout the world.
Now, when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe they're just, like, they say they're doing good things. So what I did was I went and interviewed the CCO of the company in Berlin, Germany, and you can go check out the video here and see all of her answers to all of my questions. They are a legit company, and yeah, they make the money off the ad revenue. You know, when you're on Google or Bing, there's those ad-sponsored things, and that's how they make their money. So yeah, whether you click on them or not, there's a little bit of money that gets generated here and there. And she said basically on average you are helping to plant a tree, I think it was every 20 or so searches that you do. And it keeps track of it up in the corner, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So I urge you, check it out, go install it. You can put it on your mobile phone, iOS, Android,
and you can put it on your computer too. It acts just like Bing or Google.
And then you can be saving the planet while you search.
You're planting trees. So another related idea to this is a landscaping company, which uses completely solar-powered tools.
What?
Yes. So it's called ElectriCut. It's up here in Canada where we are.
Oh, this is Mitch.
Yes. So Mitch from ElectriCut started his own landscaping business using all electric tools. So we're talking, you know, trimmers, lawnmowers, all
Chainsaws.
electrics. Yeah, I mean, everything is all electric. We've interviewed him too, so you can go check that out as well.
He's legit too. Like when I heard about it, I was like, I don't know.
Right.
Is that possible? He does like 50 lawns a week,
Right.
all with electric.
And he has
gear.
a solar powered trailer.
Yeah,
so
he
he's
made
not
his-
like, it's not like he's running it using a diesel generator or
He
something
said
like
on the
that.
average week, 95% of his power comes from the sun.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So hire this guy. If you live near Sarnia, Canada, hire Mitch to do your lawn.
Absolutely.
On another cool note of companies that are popping up to do the
Yes.
right thing, we are sitting in one
We
of
are
the companies.
sitting in one of the companies. The company is called Evoto. They are up here in Montreal. If you are planning on going to Montreal and you are thinking about renting a car and you're like, I really don't want to have to rent, go to Hertz and rent some kind of crappy, car that's going to be spewing out fumes the whole time.
Rent a Tesla.
Rent a Tesla. Look, we're sitting in one right now.
Yeah, so the same thing. When I heard about this company, I was like, maybe that's too good to be
yeah,
true, right?
no way.
But I said, let's check it out. So we met Max, we met Sobi. They are the nicest people on earth.
Absolutely.
And they run an awesome company here. They are super on time. They know everything about the city. They can help you plan your trip.
Right, they will pick you up at the airport
Yeah.
with a Tesla.
Yeah, they'll show you how to work it if you've never been in one before. And then off you go. And here's the cool thing.
Yeah.
Unlimited miles, Jesse.
Unlimited range.
Yeah.
I mean, unlimited, like,
Go wherever you want.
go wherever you want. They have free charging. Every conceivable charging network is free to you. They have cards, so you can just blip your way
Yep.
across wherever you want to go. What an amazing service.
Yes.
And
I think we should even up the ante here. I think we should have our own secret code. Like if you say that Zach and Jesse sent you, I think they should give you a free day if you've rent it for 2 days.
like 2 days or so.
Yeah.
So if you rent for 2 or more days and you say that you came from us, you're going to get a free day.
I think we should even go better than that.
Okay.
I think if you rent from them for 5 days,
Yeah.
they should give you a couple days free.
Yeah, 2 days extra.
Yeah, I think we should just
I
make
think
up that
that's
deal.
fair. Yeah.
Just tell them Zach and Jesse said so.
Yeah, hopefully this is cool with Sobi. We'll check with him later, maybe. Definitely go check them out if you're thinking about traveling to Montreal.
Or also, if you're in the area and you're like, I've always wanted to check out a Tesla, there's a great way to check it out because you really get to check out the whole. And these cars are sweet. They're
They're
the
brand new.
They're brand new, and they keep them clean. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Check it out. Elevators are boring.
Actually, did you know that elevators are the safest form of travel by distance?
Really?
Yes.
Did not know that.
Yes. This elevator that we're seeing here, I'm not sure if it falls into that category, but this is a boring elevator.
It is boring,
So
but it's kind of exciting at the same time.
a Model S pulls onto this platform and then disappears underground.
My mind is blown because
Yeah.
Elon said he was going to start this boring company, make tunnels. I was like, that sounds like it's years away.
Yeah.
But then, weeks later, there's a tunnel in front of Hawthorne, California.
Yeah, basically they almost were as fast as the rendering team.
Right.
The rendering team had to make this whole thing where it goes down into a tunnel, but what is this like?
Weeks
just
later.
Weeks later, there's an elevator that brings a car down into a tunnel.
And-
super exciting.
Yeah, and I mean, as we heard last week, there's plans for having tunnels all over the place now.
Right.
And it's happening. I mean, look at this. Tesla just disappears down to the tunnel.
Yeah.
So exciting.
I can't wait to do that.
So in Queensland, Australia, there's going to be 18 new EV charging locations.
Wow. All right.
The Queensland government will invest $3 million to roll out electric charging stations between the Gold Coast and Cairns to promote green technology. So this will be called Queensland's Electric Superhighway. I like the sound of that.
That is cool.
So it was announced last Thursday by the Queensland Environment Minister and the acting Main Roads Minister, Stephen Miles, who declared that the move to begin this is an EV revolution.
Wait a minute. Is the roads minister named Stephen Miles?
Maybe that's
really good.
That is
wow,
really cool.
he got a great job.
I mean, can you imagine his campaign managing, his campaign signs?
Yeah. Stephen for Miles.
It'll be possible to drive from the New South Wales border to the state's far north using these charging stations. They'll be free to consumers for the first 12 months, and then, who knows, probably not free after that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the Tesla supercharging network,
Yeah.
going up the Australian eastern seaboard, which is really cool. I think this is exciting because, I mean, we've heard from our Australian viewers that it's not as easy for them to drive a Tesla around, or EVs especially. There's little or no EV incentives in Queensland. So this at least will help.
Yep.
We often talk about Elon's goals. He mentions things almost every week on
It's so
tweets.
hard to keep track of them. I mean, I wish there was just some way that I could just sort of look at all of them at the same time or something
Ready?
like that. Boop! What?
This is a website that tracks all of Elon's goals.
Wow. And so it shows you when they're planned for, when they're late, when they're on time, when he delivers them. Yeah. This is, oh my gosh, there's so many different, there's so many goals he has.
There's goals I didn't even know he had.
Wow, so you can view them by different,
category.
Sector, like SpaceX and Tesla and green energy and stuff like that.
And boring, yep.
And so you can either view them by that or all of them at once. Yep. I mean, very cool. I'm so glad that they put this together. Yeah. I mean, it's by Bloomberg, which isn't my favorite source of news.
Yeah, I mean, they tend to stress that he's late a lot, but I would want to mention here, if someone sets out to do something incredible and they're late by a few months, I think we should give him a little pass.
Right, especially if no one else did it.
Right, like I would like to re-land a rocket. Oh, I was late by a few months.
Right. Oh, it's
right.
It's not like someone else was like months ahead of him.
Right.
There's no one else.
I mean, most manufacturers, they're like, we're going to have 2 cup holders in this year's model, and then they're late. That okay, I understand, but yeah, trying.
Oh, I want to make the most mass appealed electric car ever with a huge range, and he's on time on that one. I mean, holy crap, like, wow.
Yeah, the Model 3, I will remind you, came out on time. And speaking of the Model 3, let's give you a couple updates. If you want to see our full Model 3 in-depth, that was yesterday, go check that out. Elon did say, just recently, we do everything we can to not sell the car, meaning the Model 3.
Wow.
He was basically saying that if we tried to sell the Model 3, the numbers would blow up.
Right, so after the delivery event, the numbers exploded to over 500,000 pre-orders for this car, which they're going to have to produce now. Yeah, so basically, they're trying to not sell this car because they have enough on their plate already. I mean, to make all of them. They are production limited as a company. So it's, you might wonder why they're not like, oh, why aren't they advertising? Because if they advertised, it would be, 2025 until you got your Model 3.
They already have a big enough backlog to last them through all of 2018.
Yeah.
So when will I get my Model 3? That is, I think, the biggest question right now. So here is a calculator that's on the Tesla website. You're not going to see it yet if you're not high enough in the list. So that's why we're sharing it with you here. These are people who are high enough in the list, probably an employee.
Yep.
If you want the long range with rear wheel drive, you can expect it to come between November to January. Now, what you do is you type in your RN number, which you were given when you signed up for the Model 3, and check off which of these configurations you want, and it will give you an estimate. I urge you to check back often because I hear that they are continually updating it as the factory starts ramping up. So don't just think, oh, I'll check it once and that's it. Also, it's going to depend on where you live and stuff like that. So that's one thing that you can help kind of get a sense. November to January if you wanted the rear wheel with long range. Now, if you want the standard battery with rear wheel drive, you're looking at probably January through March of 2018. Now, if you want the dual motor, you're looking at September to November of next year.
Yeah, so I mean, the dual motors could be a bit ways away.
So we're having this discussion the other day. It's like, I want dual motors, you want dual motors, but that pushes us back. So maybe we're thinking, maybe one of us will get the rear wheel drive to get the car sooner so that we can show it to you sooner on our channel.
Yep, let us know what you're thinking down in the comments.
Yeah. So we sent in a commercial to the Project Love Day commercial contest.
Yep.
We did not make it to the top 10, so you can click on our link down below to see the top 10 winners of the contest.
And you can also click down below to see our entry to the contest.
I thought it was pretty good, but I thought there were so many good entries, I can see why we didn't make the top 10.
Yep.
Although I will point out, we stuck to the original deadline. A couple days after we submitted ours on the deadline, then the deadline was extended by a month, and most of these were submitted after ours, so they had extra time. Third place went to Sonja Jazansky with Sonja's super quick Tesla fan video. And this was kind of one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like this one. It was very snappy, covered basically every point that you could possibly want to make about the car in a normal conversation. So I think that was really great. Yeah, I think that was probably my favorite.
Second place went to Spaceships for Earth. And that was a pretty cool one too.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised that it made it to second, but I think Elon likes spaceships.
He certainly does.
And then the winner of the Love Day contest went to YouTuber Marquise Brownlee, aka MKBHD, with his entry, which was simply titled Tesla Project Love Day contest entry. But it was cool. It showed him packing his Model S with a lot of stuff and then beating a sports car. So that's pretty cool. All right, so the Patreon bonus story. If you're not a Patreon, head over there now, and for as little as $1 or $2 a month, you can support us and get to see the weekly Patreon bonus story. So go do that.
We also have a lot of other fun perks over there too, so definitely go check those out. Maybe you might be interested in one. All right, and we want to give a special shout out to our Patreons. Here are 5 of them.
Fabian Consiglio,
George Kahn,
Guy Albanese,
Nick Dang,
and Chris Bayall.
Thank you so much for being our Patreons. We could not do this show without our lovely, lovely Patreons. This is how we afford to have editors. Without this show, we would have to edit the videos. Let me tell you, if we had to edit these videos, we wouldn't. Let's just be honest here. We are very busy. Zach and I both have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
This is a labor of love. Honestly, our biggest cost right now is paying for our editors to make sure that these videos look nice.
Actually, our biggest cost, I think, is going to the Model 3 event.
Our biggest, okay, correction, yes. Second to Bobby and Brent is plane tickets,
right.
Which are really starting to add up. But, you know, definitely we have to cover these things.
Yeah, we had to live stream it for you.
Yes. All right. So thank you so much to our wonderful Patreons. Let's talk about the viewer comment of the week.
Yes. Now, I couldn't get an app this week. So
yeah, don't worry. I've got one.
You do?
Yes. Let me find it here.
Oh, is this the French app?
Passport. Yes, this is the French one.
I love French apps.
Yes. So, you know, we're in Montreal, so, you know, here we go.
Bonjour Zach and Jesse. Bonjour Zach and Jesse. This comment comes from McLawrence, and he says, I live in the Southern California and just searched Chrysler.com for inventory of the Pacifica Hybrid. There are only 2 available within 200 models of made location. 2, they obviously do not want to sell it. Bonjour Zach and Jesse. Bonjour.
Wow, I understood every word there because they had an English but yet French accent.
Yes.
So that's nice that you flicked that on. If you'd had it on the French setting, I wouldn't have understood it.
Right, and I think a lot of our audience probably wouldn't have either.
Right.
So let me just say, yeah, I mean, this Pacifica.
Yeah. So remind me. So this is the Chrysler Pacifica, which is a plug-in hybrid minivan,
right.
the
so
only one of its kind.
You can get the Chrysler Pacifica, or you could get the Chrysler Pacifica plug-in hybrid, but they don't like saying plug-in hybrid, and they really don't want to sell it. This is clearly a compliance.
Why do they make it if they don't want to sell it?
ZEV credits, baby.
What are ZEV credits?
ZEV credits basically are a mandate by CARB to force car manufacturers to make electric cars, but they do it with the most draggy of feet. You know, it's the worst.
Right. And so, yeah, they always try and find loopholes.
It's hard to get your hands on these vehicles. But, you know, I do encourage you to, like, track one down and buy it. Right. Because, I mean, prove them wrong. I mean, you know, screw them for trying to not sell you this car that you want. So, I mean, yeah, it's the only, you know, plug-in hybrid minivan on the planet at the moment.
That's cool.
Besides maybe the X. But, you know. Definitely, it's in a different price category.
I don't think the X likes being called a minivan.
It's definitely not a minivan, but it definitely could be.
It'll whack you with its Falcon door if you say that to it in French. Superchargers are super cool, and I want to thank our reviewers who go out there every week and shoot these really cool videos for us all over the world.
All over the world.
Planet.
Now, there's just, I think that we might have too many.
So here's the thing. I want to remind everyone to shoot them as short as possible.
Yes.
20 seconds. 30 seconds tops, landscape mode, make sure the wind isn't blowing in your phone, and tell us the important stuff about, like, is there a place to walk your dog? Is there trash? Is there a place to get Wi-Fi and food and bathrooms? So tell us all that stuff. Show us the supercharger. That's awesome. We're also putting up all these videos on our website. So you can go to our website. We have a supercharger page now. Thank you, Brent and Bobby and Brett, for hooking that up for us. And so you can go check out all the videos all the time over there.
This is the Folkestone supercharger. It's at the Channel Tunnel down on the south coast of the UK. It's the gateway to the continent and the last chance to get a charge before you head out into France, Holland, Germany and the rest of Europe. There's quite a few places to eat, clean toilets, all the usual services that you'd expect at a large railway station, I guess. And then you're just waiting to get onto the train. Tip for Tesla drivers, try and get onto the high and wide carriage so that you don't damage your wheels as you go into the train. That's the Folkestone Supercharger.
Hello, Zach and Jesse. Thank you for a great show. We are now at the Supercharger station in Hedensted in Denmark. There's 16 stalls here. As you can see, there's Sunset Boulevard where you can get something to eat. And we are right next to the highway. And 2 of the 3 Teslas here are from Norway, of course. We love Norway. And unfortunately, I'm driving this car. See you.
All right, so this week, permitted in
Toledo, Ohio.
And Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Wow, awesome.
Construction is going on in
Pinellas Park, Florida.
State Line, Nevada.
Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
And Irwin, Pennsylvania.
Superchargers are now open. Number 916 in the world and 143 in China. There is a 6th stall in Fuzhou Mingcheng Center, China.
All right, another one in China. Number 144 is the Wuhan Yuzhou Fortune Center, China.
And number 378 in the United States, an 8th stall in Cambridge, Ohio.
379 is the 10 stall in Irwin, New York.
And number 380 is an 8th stall in McAllen, Texas.
Woo!
Awesome. New superchargers, that means more places for people to get supercharger reviews and send them to us. So definitely do that. That's super great. All right, so I want to mention a video that we've done in the past that I don't think got enough love. And that is what to do when your ICE car breaks down and you're waiting for the Model 3. So this is all about the Nissan Leaf. Basically a review of the Nissan Leaf. I don't know if we titled it correctly because we didn't mention the Leaf in there anyway, but definitely go check that one out. See my Leaf before I...
before you plastic
before
dipped
I
it.
turned it into a Ninja car.
That's right. You'll be seeing that soon.
So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button. Also subscribe to this YouTube channel. We come out with 3 videos a week at the bare minimum.
Oh, usually more.
I mean, in-depth on Monday, Tesla Time News on Tuesday, we have learning on Friday, and lots of other stuff in between. Anytime we're anywhere cool, we're live streaming, so hit the little bell icon so you'll be notified whenever we're at something that's happening right now.
And welcome to all of our new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, thank you so much for watching.
Now you know.